on her. And so I know the rest, so I can put my phone away now. So watching this DVD, and I get sick to my stomach. And it's like the flu, like all of a sudden, like you're like, uh-oh.
It is low budget.
This like rush that came over my body from head to toe, and simultaneously I leaned back on my heels, opened my hands up, and then just like out came this, like I bawled my eyes out for like 20 minutes, and just tongues, like praying in tongues, and it was just amazing. And like it felt like an emptying experience, like everything inside me like had to be let go. And it was after that time that like I started to quiet down, and like I had no like I had no idea what was happening, but I knew that it was of the Lord, and so just let things quiet down, and then got a vision, feeling like this is real, like I'm calling you into this life, like this like new life of like power and presence, and a life that's like centralized on Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And it was in that moment that, like, looking back, is like, I cannot live another day without pursuing the presence of God. And so it was kind of strange for Sarah to walk in. And I was slumped over on the floor at the time. And she said, "Matt, what is happening?" I said, "Well, I can show you." And so I showed her, and it was like electricity going through my arms, like vibration, like just intense electricity, and like just amazing. And so that was then. The next day was a normal day, but a renewed vision, a life that like is just like focused on, like I have to keep pursuing the presence of God, and I have to say yes. So if I was to encourage anybody this morning, it would be like, just say yes, open yourself up to say more, Lord. Like, let somebody's testimony and story, like John Wimber's with the fake plants and everything, like let that not distract you from the reality that God is moving here among us. And whether it's with me or with someone else's story, there's power in the presence. And it's not the power that we're after, but it's the presence that we're after. And so I want to invite you this morning to seek God's presence.
Thanks, Matt. Good deal. Right time. Good word, man. The baptism of the Holy Spirit. Now, I think we're not always sure what to do with these stories. Not all of us. I'm not always sure what to do with these stories. I mean, we hear stories about the Holy Spirit, and sometimes I think some of us aren't sure if we want that. You know, it makes us anxious. Like I'm isn't that sort of thing just for like holy rollers? I wanted to be more of a normal Christian, and I thought Matt was normal until now, and now I have my doubts. You know, for others of us, it just raises like theological questions. Like, you know, what are you saying that like you have to have one of those experiences to be a Christian? Like I've not had one of those experiences. Are you saying there's something defective, or God doesn't like me, or well, what about don't we all have the Holy Spirit once we're saved? And it raises just theological tension for us. For some of us, it just raises disappointment. That's often where I am. You know, 20 years ago, I first encountered with the Holy Spirit, and it changed my world. But, you know, slowly my world seemed to go back to normal. And over the years, I thought, you know, I wonder if anything even happened there, because, you know, I still have all these sins and doubts and fears. And most days I try to get up and be a Christian, and everything's just normal. Like, you know, I think some of us hear these stories and think, I don't know if I even want to go back there again. You know, I'm not sure. Was it even worth it? Some of us hear these stories, though, and we think, hooray, like this is really living. This is really Christianity. This is what it's all about. I'm so glad that Pastor Mike, you stopped talking about all these, theological things and historical things and political things so we can just focus on the Holy Spirit. And I know there's a range of, sort of reactions when we tell a story like this. But I want to ask the question this morning, why? Why would we want the Holy Spirit? If you already say, I want the Holy Spirit, what is the Holy Spirit there for? What is the Holy Spirit at work doing? Why would we want the Holy Spirit? He's just taking us through some of these stories in the book of Acts. If you've got a Bible, you can open it to Acts.